Bosnia and Egypt.
Hello, everybody. It's all about the Cubs.
Kosovo
Today
also
we
went through.
are
Yes, Virgin Islands,
firing up Series
0
132, and
points,
we got
minus
two teams
49
from
goal
the history
difference.
of the
Let's
Chicago
have a look.
Cubs
They
that will
did
face
score a
off
few
against
goals.
each other in
They
an
lost 4. They
inter-franchise
scored against
series.
Ecuador.
Two very
Dusty
different
Labrada,
eras,
what a
however.
name. Excellent
But
stuff. He
both from
looks
Chicago, and the Cubs
pretty
wanted the
poor, but he doesn't have any
oldest teams
ones,
in the
which is good
National
news for
League.
him,
Has
I
a
think. This chap also
wide
managed to
array of
score for the
historical
US Virgin
seasons
Islands.
to choose
12 on
from, so not
dribbling.
surprising they're going
Bit
to
of the
cross
Messi of the
horns a
Virgin
couple
Islands, I
times.
suppose.
But let's
He
take
is.
a look
Oh, I could
and
look at
see
this for
what we
days. This
have
is
in
fantastic.
Series
Where was I?
132
Where's
between
the
these two
Virgin Islands? There
teams.
they are. 0
The
points.
first team is Frank
Group
Chance's
I
team
then.
way back to
Finland finished
1912
above
when the
England.
Cubs were
England bottle
pretty
it. They lost
dominant
one
force in
game
the
and drew
National
one.
League.
And
They
then
were
what did they do
91 and
against
59 and
Northern
12
Ireland?
and
I don't want to look at the
finished
results
a
because it will give away
disappointing
how far
third
they
in the
progressed.
National
Doesn't matter
League.
if we look at
Other
the
teams like the
rubbish
Giants,
teams.
the
San
Pirates,
Marino picked up 13
still very
points. They
good,
actually
so the
won
league was
games, which
very
is great. Look at the
competitive, but the
manager,
Cubs
by the
came
way.
up a little short.
Hilarious.
Looking
Yeah,
at
they
the
actually
team,
beat St. Martin 3-0.
Johnny Evers
And
is
they also
still
beat
there with his
Cambodia
341
3-1.
average. He's
And
up now to
Guyana
30 years
1-0.
old.
Great
Joe
stuff. They lost
Tinker as well to
6-2 against Singapore, but
31.
they scored.
Well, slowing down
I
a
want to have a
little
look. Oh,
bit,
I can't
although
see.
Evers had a very good
We
season with
can see the goal scorers. We can't go
73
click on
runs,
it because it's not
163
been open.
hits.
If it was to
But
save
Heidi
every
Zimmerman's the
single
man
game,
here
I
with
suppose
207
the
hits,
save file would be
104 RBIs,
absolutely
a
massive.
whopping
But
14
Kane scored a
home runs
hat-trick,
for the
Wilshere
day,
scored, Dele
and a
Alli scored.
372 average.
Goals
So
from
Zimmerman
this chap
put together one of the best
and Filippo Berardi. They've got
seasons
some
in the
okay players.
league
This
in
guy's actually quite good.
1912. You can see
21
that.
years old. He's a good player.
Uh,
Moving on down
Looking at the
then
rest of the Cubs
to
team,
Group J, which was won by Gabon.
Vic
Ahead of
Sayer,
Greece and
288
Wales,
up
who
there
also
with
went through.
62
Georgia
RBIs.
managed
We
to
have
qualify in 8th place.
Frank
Malaysia 4
Schulte
points, bottom of the
with
group. They did get a
65
win
RBIs,
though.
also 12 home
Morocco
runs.
topped Group K ahead
Jimmy
of
Archer, the
USA.
catcher. Frank
On
Chance
goal
at this
difference.
point in
Oh,
time
maybe head to
stopped
head. It must
playing
be down
for
to
the
head
most
to
part
heads
at
rather than goal
35 years
difference,
old.
according to
Cubs
these
showing a
rules. I
little bit of
suppose the
age,
chap that
but
made
they
this
still
decided
had
that
some
would
talent.
those would be the
Tommy
rules
Leach
of the
also in the
competition.
outfield, not a great
Hungary
season
miss out.
for
Well, I mean, it's
him.
quite a strong
Jimmy
group.
Sheckert, the
There's some decent
center
teams in
fielder,
there, but
also
they
the
finished
average
below
pretty low.
Comoros.
Looking at the
That is
pitching, where the Cubs
astonishing.
were
Hungary.
always known to
That's
have
the
some good
biggest shock so
arms.
far. I know
Larry
Hungary aren't
Cheney,
the 1950s
26 and
Hungary
10 with
anymore, but that is
285.
a
He
shock.
had
North
4
Korea
shutouts and
and
pitched in
Trinidad
over
and Tobago
300
miss out. I
innings.
mean, I
Jimmy
suppose this was a
Lavender,
tough group compared to others.
304.
There's a lot of
A
good
little bit
teams
high
in
ERA
there.
for the day and
So
age.
I don't know how
He
random this was. I mean, we've seen Antigua
also
and
had 3
Barbuda go
shutouts,
through from
also
Group
pitched out of the bullpen
I,
a few
for
times with
example,
3 saves. Lou
and
Ritchie's here,
we've now
Al
seen Hungary
Ralbach,
get knocked out.
even
I think
Three-Finger
Farah
Brown is
probably
here
qualified
at
from
the age
some
of
of these groups, if
35.
I'm honest.
So a little
Group
bit of a
L
transition
was
time
won
here for the Cubs. They're
convincingly
coming
by
from their
Chile, with
dominant years
Slovakia
of
going
the
through. Panama missed
mid-19,
out. A team that's
early
qualified
19th
for the
century,
real World
1905,
Cup
1906,
has been knocked
1907,
out in the first
1908,
round, and we've got
to
loads
now
of
a
rounds
team
to
that's
go.
a little bit in
Get a
transition,
cup of tea and a
although the
biscuit,
Cubs would
guys.
continue to have
This
success
is a
well
long
into the
video. It's
30s.
a long World
But you can
Cup.
see here
But I hope you're
Cheney and
enjoying it so
Lavender
far.
taking over as
Panama
some of the pitching
down
aces
in ninth place. You might
over
need more than a
Ralbach
biscuit. You
and
might need a whole
maybe
cheesecake, to
Mordecai
be
Brown.
honest. Group M.
So that's the
Brazil
Cubs team, a
topped the
good
group,
one, maybe not a
39
great
points,
one,
as you'd expect. But they
but
did
a
lose a
team
game.
that should
Austria in
be
second.
exciting
We've
to
not seen
watch
anyone get maximum points
defensively
yet,
on the
have we?
mound and at
We
the
haven't seen
plate.
anyone win every single match.
This is
Denmark
before Wrigley
and
Field, so
Norway
they'll play
went
out
through
at
from Group N,
West
two
Side
Nordic
grounds,
nations
and their
qualifying.
opponents are
Liechtenstein
way
miss
into the
out, as
future,
do
all the
Andorra.
way into the
But Kenya
1980s. We're looking
qualified
at the
with 23 points,
1986
just ahead of
Chicago
Burundi.
Cubs, who
Nice
had a
stuff
rough
from
year
them.
in the
What the
National
worst
League
goal
East, way
difference is
behind
here.
the
I'll have
Mets.
to go back and have a look
Cubs
at
here
that.
finished
Sweden
70
topped
and
Group
90.
I with Peru
Jim
also
Fry
going
lost
through
his
on
job.
37
Gene
points.
Michael took
Curacao,
over.
heroes of one
They
of
were
my
fifth in
recent
the NL
experiments. Go
East.
and check
Some of
out
the
my other
household
experiments
names
if
of
you haven't done so already.
1984, not as
Just
dominant.
about
Some
sneaking
injury
through
issues.
ahead of Malawi.
The
Haiti
Cubs
as well.
here
That's
also maybe
very
in a little bit of
impressive from them.
transition
With
before they
Iran,
would win
Saudi
it again in
Arabia,
89
Gambia.
with some other names
We've
on the
only
roster.
so there's
But the
only one
familiar
team with
ones
a
here,
0
Sandberg,
points, I think. Not sure what the
34
worst goal
steals,
difference was. I
14
think it's
homers,
probably
76
Batango,
RBIs,
-81. I
284.
don't think I've seen any worse
Maybe
than
not a
that.
dominant
Just quickly
season for
scroll down.
Sandberg. A little bit
-79
down, I guess you could
scoreless in
say.
Ghana.
Jody Davis
And
actually led this
58.
team in
Oh
WAR,
no, this is the
and
worst.
he
Cook Islands
drove
did
in
get a win
74 with 21 homers from the catcher spot, 27 doubles. Leon Durham's average was down for him at 262, hit 20 home runs. Sean Dunston at 23 years old came on the scene, hit 250. Ron Say only 13 home runs as he's at 38 years old by now. The Sarge Matthews, 21 homers. He's also up there in age. Bobby Denier and Keith Moreland, not the greatest of seasons. 41 years old, a year old Davey Lopes, and 35-year-old Manny Trio also on the bench. So the Cubs, really no standout superstar at the plate. Even Sandberg, their 26-year-old star, didn't have the best of years. So the Cubs struggled a little bit in '86. And the pitching was not very good. Dennis Eckersley, 6-11, 4.57 ERA for him. The only one to go over 200 innings. A lot of injuries for the Cubs. Rick Sutcliffe, a really rough year at 5-14, 4.64 ERA. Scott Sanderson had a losing record. He got hammered pretty good. Steve Trout is starting to wind down here. So the familiar arms for the Cubs not doing very well. You might notice Jamie Moyer, the 23-year-old kid, 7-4, but he got hit pretty hard. Lee Smith, the closer of the Hall of Famer, 31 saves, still can get something done in the pen. And 20-year-old Greg Maddox is on this team, making his major league debut. He started in 5 games, but I don't know how much, if any, we'll see of Greg Maddox. He would really come to the scene the next season in '87. So 2 Cub teams ready to battle it out here. We have a best of 7, all played, of course, in Chicago. We'll start at the old school, old dead ballpark of 1912, where the 12 Chicago Cubs will play, and then we'll, of course, go to Wrigley Field, which will be for the middle 3-game series. The 1912 teams and the 1980 teams also kind of similar. It was kind of a dead ball era in the 80s, you can argue, as well. Not a lot of home runs, more small ball, so maybe these teams will play more similar against each other. But looking at game number 1, before we start the series, it's going to be Dennis Eckersley against Claude Hendricks, going for Frank Chance and the Cubs. The favorites will be the 1912 team, but we'll see if the '86 team conjure up some magic. Cubs did have a great following and some good teams in the 80s, and some of the familiar names are there. So let's take to the action and get this series started, see what direction we go with it. Again, battle of the Chicago Cubs franchises. It's the 1912 team against the team from 1986. Coming up as we head out to Game 1 from West Side Grounds on the west side of Chicago. So leading off the ball game, it's Ryne Sandberg. We're at the West Side Grounds in beautiful Chicago. Claude Hendricks is on the mound. And he delivers here. And Sandberg will go down the left field line with an extra base hit. That'll be a double for Sandberg. The Cubs can't score, and we'll move now to the second inning where Jimmy Sheckard is facing Dennis Eckersley. Sheckard is going to line this one deep to right field, just over the wooden fence out there. Sheckard with a surprising home run, and it's 1-0. 1912 Cubs. As we move now to the third, it's 2-0, the 1912 team, and Ron Say's up there with runners on the corners here to try to get the visitors back in the game. There's a shot to left field. That's going to score a run. So Ron Say, Cubs third baseman, comes through there, and Leon Durham, the bull, the hitter. Durham's going to hit this one right to the second baseman. That's going to be caught on a fly by Evers. Quick hands by the second baseman there, and Cody Davis now the Cubs catcher, the hitter. Davis lines a single to center field. That'll get down there. Runner around in third. Throws a little bit late. And the 86 Cubs will tie this game up on a Jody Davis RBI single. Davis coming through. I'm now third. Frank Schulte against Eckersley. This one's hit deep to right field. Way back there into the street beyond the right field wall. Home run for Schulte, a solo shot. So the home team will go up again 3-2, and we'll move to the fourth where Bob Denier is the hitter. Denier goes deep. That's to right field the opposite way. If it's fair, it is gone. Home run for Bobby Denier. The long ball from the unlikely sources continue, and this game is tied at 3. To the 5th inning, Jody Davis with Durham on first base. Hendricks still in the game. Davis will take ball 4 here, and with 1 out, 86 Cubs got 2 men on, and Sean Dunston, the youngster up there. Dunston hits this one to short. The relay by Evers is a little bit late, so the Cubs will have runners on the corners here. For Bobby Denier, who's already homered. Denier again goes the opposite way. That ball, however, is caught on a run. Schulte makes a great catch out there. He read it off the bat. Wonderful defense. We'll move to the bottom of the 5th now. Schulte now at the plate with Evers on second base. This one's lifted into right field. It'll drop there. Runner's going to score. Schulte coming through offensively and defensively. 4-3 our score now. Jimmy Archer at the plate. A good game here in game 1. This one's ripped into left center. That's going to get down there into the gap. So runners second and third here for the 1912 Cubs with only 1 out. And Joe Tinker's the hitter. Tinker's going to rip this one fair down the left field line. That's going to score 2 runs. The 1912 Cubs extend their lead on the Joe Tinker extra base hit. It is 6-3 now. Heidi Zimmerman now facing the new pitcher, Ed Lynch on the mound for the visitors. And this one's ripped deep to left. Looking up at the wall. Gone. The 3rd home run for the 1912 Cubs. Zimmerman takes it over the wall, and it is 7-3, the home side. 7-4 our score, but the base is loaded here in the 7th. Only 1 out for Schulte, who's had a big day already. Schulte hits it past the second baseman who was drawn in. That's going to score 2. Schulte with 2 more RBIs. This game's broken wide open. It is 9-4 our score. 14 hits for the home team. Jimmy Archer now up there. Archer rips it into the gap. That's going to be more runs for the home side. Another run coming in. Make it 2. A 2-run double here. This game wide open now. 11-4. The 1912 Cubs really lighting up the scoreboard here. We'll move to the top of the 9th with the bases loaded, but it's an 11-5 game. Chico Walker facing Frank Toney with 2 out. Walker rips it to right field. That ball's at the wall all the way up, and grand slam time for Chico Walker. What a time to get it with 2 outs in the 9th inning. The pinch hitter, Chico Walker, unloads on a pitch to clear the bases, and it is 11-9 in this wild game 1. Sandberg up there now with 2 outs. Sandberg's going to line this one hard to center, but right there to make the catch is Leach. So the home side survives a 5-run 9th inning, and the 1912 Cubbies, in an offensive ball game, win game 1 over the 86 team. 11-9 our final score. There's Schulte. He was 4 for 5 with 4 RBIs and 3 runs scored in this game. Joe Tinker, a big game, 4 for 5, 2 runs. 2 RBIs and a run. And Jody Davis, 3 for 4 for the losing team with 2 RBIs. And it was Chico Walker who hit a grand slam there in the 9th. But it was enough for the 1912 Cubs to hold on. Hendricks gets the win. Eckersley gets the loss. And a good start for the 12 team as they beat the 86 club. And now continue to defend their home field, as we've seen surprisingly a lot of long balls here in the opener. West side ground, not a very spacious park, so giving the advantage to the hitter there, especially I think we had a total of over 30 hits in the opener, so game 2 might be more of the same, or can Steve Trout and Larry Cheney settle things down and give us more of a pitching matchup? We'll find out. Whatever the case, the 12 team is looking to take a 2-0 lead here at home, while the lefty Trout is going to try to help the Cubs even things out. So let's go now to the West Side grounds for Game 2 of this series between these two Cubby teams that gave us a good Game 1. Game 2 coming up. Game 2, we have Larry Cheney up there with 2 men on. And there's the bunt. Going to be put down quite well. And the play at first is going to be not in time. Durham couldn't get to the ball fast enough. And now the bases are loaded here for Tommy Leach as Steve Trout's in a big jam. And this ball is hit to left center. That's going to be caught out there. Great play. Bobby Denier, but a run's going to score. Denier makes a diving catch in center field. It's 1-0. Here's Johnny Evers. Evers, however, is going to line this one to center. Denier can't catch that one. Another run's going to score. 2-0 for the home team. They've broken out in front here in the second inning. And threatening for more, Frank Schulte now. He grounds this one to first. No play there as Trout is late covering first base. But they get the out just in time. Trout almost caused a disaster there, but the Cubs get the out and prevent the run from scoring. 2-0 now in the fourth as Ron Say's up there with a man on. Say's going to drive this one to left field. That ball's going to get down. Matthews around third. He's going to score. So the Penguin with an RBI double. 2-1 our score. Here's Leon Durham. Durham takes a pitch inside. That's ball 4. So nobody out here for the 86 Cubs. And Jody Davis with a big chance. Davis is going to hit this one off the end of the bat. It's going to drop in right field. Penguin Say is going to score. And this game is tied on the Jody Davis RBI single. Sean Dunston now with the chance, and this is hit to second base. Relay to the shortstop. And it's Evers Tinker to not chance, but close enough. Double play here for the home team. Steve Trout, the hitter now with runners on the corners. That ball is going to be, well, we had a pitch out there. So Frank Chance not taking any chances here as he's worried about a suicide. With the pitcher up here in the fourth inning. There's strike 3, however, so nothing really to worry about there. This game remains tied as we move to the fifth inning. Heine Zimmerman facing Trout. Zimmerman goes deep to left. It's another towering shot. Zimmerman over the wall, his second home run of the series. Goodbye, baseball. 3-2 now. It's the 1912 team going up ahead. Sixth inning now for Leon Durham. Durham comes through here with a shot and a double into the right field corner. So Durham with the leadoff double in the sixth inning with his team down a run. Jody Davis now with Durham on third. Davis will line a single up the middle. The Cubs catcher comes through again, tying this game at 3 with an RBI single, his second of the game. Sean Dunston, the hitter now. Dunston will line this one, but a nice leaping catch there by the second baseman. Evers makes the play. Bobby Denier, the hitter. 4 to Denier, so that's going to put runners first and second. Tie ball game. And Chris Spire's come on to hit.
Strike 3.
Spire way late on that pitch. He strikes out. And here's Sandberg. Sandberg will line a single right up the middle. That's going to get down. Run around in third, so Sandberg drives in a run. Davis scores. It's 4-3, 1986 Cubs. Jerry Mumphrey has a chance to add to the lead. Mumphrey's going to hit this one high to left field. That should be playable. It is. Checkered has it, but the 86 Cubs take the lead in this one. Tinker now facing Ed Lynch here in the sixth. This one's lifted to right. Making the play there. No, it's dropped. Mumphrey, who's a defensive replacement, drops the ball. And that'll get a run around first here for Vic Sire. A big error there, and Sire's going to come through and move the runner to second base as Sandberg makes the play. Runner on third now for Downey. Tom Downey, the hitter. He hits it to short. Dunston makes the play, so the Cubs holding on here. And it's up to Tommy Leach to try to tie this game. Leach will go to Durham, who's going to take it himself. So the 4-3 lead for the 86 team is holding up. Cubs get out of a jam after the error. Zimmerman up there now against Dave Gumpert here in the 7th. Zimmerman's already homered. And he'll line a single to left field. So Zimmerman, the star of this team. Coming through. Schulte now the hitter. The 86 Cubs with a 1-run lead. They're trying to tie this series up. There's a strikeout on a 2-2 pitch. Archer's going to line a single. That's going to get through to left field. Runner moving to third base. So with 2 outs, the home team on the run rise here. Jim Sheckard has a chance. Sheckard is going to hit this to third. Say with the play. He'll make it. Nice play by Ron Say. So the 4-3 lead for the visiting team holds up. We'll move bottom of the 8th with Joe Tinker, the hitter. Kai Hoffman, the new Cub pitcher. This one's hit to third. Say's got to hurry. He'll make the play. Nice play by Ron Say. Here's Vic Sauer. He'll take a ball just inside. Ward Miller now the hitter. Miller's going to go to second. Sandberg can't make that play. A rare error for Sandberg, who's a Gold Glover, but he makes a big one there. And first and second now for Tommy Leach. So the Cubs defense letting him down. Sandberg had that out, couldn't make it. Here's a fly now to right. That ball's going to drop. So the base is loaded here for the home team with only 1 out. And Johnny Evers, the hitter. Evers takes ball 4. He holds up and doesn't swing. The appeal to no avail, and the home team ties the game on the walk. 4-4. Here's Zimmerman. He looks at strike 3, so a big strikeout there for Lee Smith, who's come on here in this inning. Base is loaded for Frank Schulte here in the 9th. Or in the 8th, I'm sorry. This one's hit to center field. That'll be playable. So Denier makes the catch, and the 19-12 Cubs tie the game. It could have been a lot worse. We'll move to the 9th now as Fred Tony is up on the mound to face Ryan Sandberg. Sandberg will hit it back to Tony, who makes the play. So Sandberg's out. Here's Jerry Mumphrey. Mumphrey will line a single to left field. It is hit number 10 for the visitors. Gary Matthews now at the plate. Matthews takes ball 4, so it's going to be first and second here for 86 Cubs with Ron Say at the dish. This is hit to short. Quick play there made by Tinker to Evers, and that will do it. 6-4-3, a double play. Our game remains tied at 4. Lee Smith now facing Jimmy Archer. This is hit hard into the outfield, but Matthews makes a nice play, positioned perfectly there. No Tinker now the hitter. Tinker will hit this hard to right. That ball's got a chance all the way near the wall. Another nice play. This time by Mumphrey, and that will keep the game tied into the 10th. Fred Tony facing Keith Moreland, who's coming to this tie game. He strikes him out. So Tony gets Moreland. Jody Davis, the hitter now with 1 out. The Cubs catcher will line this one into the outfield for a hit. So Davis continues his hot hitting. Sean Dunston up there now with only 1 out. Runner on first. Dunston hits it deep to center, way back there. That ball's got some carry. It's going to get down. Sean Dunston with a big one-out double here. Davis heads to third. So the 86 team threatening now with Bob Denier up there. Denier will hit it to short. The play's made. The runners hold, so Bobby Denier can't drive in the go-ahead run. And the old veteran Manny Trio's up there with 2 outs. Trio's going to line a single to left field. 1 run in. 2 runs are going to score. Manny Trio off the bench with a huge RBI. 2 RBI make it pinch hit single. 6-4 86 Cubs. We'll move to the 10th. What a big hit by the pinch hitter. And Vic Sauer now is the hitter. This is hit to left field, but there's a man there. Chico Walker makes the play, who's come in to play out there. Red Downs now the hitter. Jay Baller pitching for the visitors. This one's lined into left field over the head of Sean Dunston. So the tying run's coming up in Tommy Leach. Leach will hit it to short. Play made there at second. So 2 outs now. Baller trying to end this game against Johnny Evers. It's a 2-run game. And this is hit to short. Dunston with the pickup goes to Sandberg, and the 86 Cubs win this one in 10 innings. It was Manny Trio with a RBI, 2 RBI double off of single, I should say, off the bench. That was the difference in the 10th inning to give the 86 team the win and tie the series. Jody Davis with a big day, 4 for 5, 2 RBIs. Heine Zimmerman homered for the 2nd straight game. Vic Sauer with 2 runs scored. Lee Smith gets the win. Baller the save. The Cubs do the job here against the other Cubs in the 10th. The 86 team with the win this time to even the series in 2 very, very competitive and well-played ball games. Both very exciting. Both coming down to the wire. So the best of 7 becomes now a best of 5, as the 86 team obviously means business. We'll move now to Wrigley Field in the 1980s. Still no lights in the ballparks. But the 86 team now has the chance to go ahead in the series at home, as lefty Leaf Field will take the mound for the 1912 team against Scott Sanderson in what's been a very good series. We continue now to Game 3 as the Cubs battle it out amongst themselves. The 1912 team with the 86 team tied at 1. Let's head to Game 3. So at Wrigley Field, we got Ryan Sandberg up here in a scoreless game in the 3rd inning with a runner on 3rd. Sandberg's going to lift this ball into the outfield. Denier trying to score it. Throw to the plate's going to be late. So Sandberg with an RBI sacrifice fly to right field. It's 1-0 the home side. Jerry Mumphrey facing lefty Leaf Field. And Mumphrey's going to go deep to left field all the way to the wall. Home run, Jeremy Mumphrey, and it is 2-0 86 Cubs. Jerry Mumphrey with a long shot into the bleachers. We're into the 4th inning now. Scott Sanderson pitching well, has a man on first, and there's a walk. Well, Schulte gets on base here. Jimmy Archer, the hitter. Archer's going to line this one into the gap. That's going to score some runs. 1 run is in. Runner holding up at 3rd, so Archer with an RBI double off of Sanderson here in the 4th inning. It's 2-1. Jimmy Sheckard, the hitter. 2 men on. There's a big strikeout for Sanderson. Joe Tinker, the hitter. This is hit to the shortstop. The play will be made there. So the Cubs, the home Cubs, are up 2-1. We're in the 6th inning with Johnny Evers up against Sanderson. And this ball is going to be muffed over there at 3rd. Ron Say can't make the play, so another error for the Cubs. And Evers is on with Zimmerman at the plate. This ball's hit past the shortstop for a base hit, so with nobody out, the 1912 Cubs here threatening. Frank Schulte, the hitter. Strikeout there for Schulte. So Sanderson with a big K. There's 2 on with 1 out for Jimmy Archer. There's ball 4. So the bases are loaded here for the 1912 Cubs. Only 1 out. And Jimmy Sheckard with a big spot. Sheckard will strike out. Sanderson with a big K there. With the infield in, but now there's 2 outs, and Tinker is up there with the bases loaded. He hits it to third. Say's going to make the play. He will throw it away. Ball gets away from Durham. 2 runs are going to score. Ron Say with his second error of the game launched that ball into the stands, and it is now 3-2 for the visitors. They get 2 runs there on the error, and more maybe to come as the pitcher's up there. He will strike out, but the 1912 Cubs capitalize on the error, score 2 here in the 6th. It is 3-2 now. The Cubs defense has let him down up to this point. Lead field facing Jody Davis here in the 7th. Davis will strike out to end the frame. We are now into the 8th inning. Jimmy Archer facing Ed Lynch, still a 3-2 game. This is going to be looped into left center. It's going to be a double there for Archer. Joe Tinker, the hitter. Tinker will go to Say. Say will make that play. So we got runners second and third. 2 outs for Vic Sauer. This is going to be lined in the right field for a base hit. 2 runs are going to score. Runner beats the throw. 5-2 1912 Cubs on a 2-run single by Sauer. In control now as 3-Finger Brown comes in to face Bobby Denier here in the 8th inning. This ball is lined to right field. That's going to get down. Denier is going to round first and make it to second. So a lead-off double here for Denier in the 8th inning. But we'll move bottom of the 9th. Ron Say up there against Fred Tony with the man on. Cubs down 3. This is hit hard and deep to left field, but it looks like it will die out there. Catch is made by Sheckard. So 1 out here for Leon Durham. Lou Ritchie, the pitcher for the 12 Cubs. This ball's lined, and it's going to be a tough play. The first baseman knocks it down, but the runner will be safe. Durham with an infield single. Nice play by Sauer to prevent the extra base hit. And here's Sean Dunston representing the tying run. Dunston will lift this one to right field. Way back there, but gonna be caught. Schulte has it. Man tagging up. 2 outs now, 1 out away from ending this game. Jody Davis, the last hope for the home side. There's ball 4, so it gets really interesting now. The base is loaded for the 86 Cubs. They're down 3 runs, and Bobby Denier represents the winning run with 2 outs here in the 9th inning against Lou Ritchie. Ground ball up the middle. That's going to get through. 1 run in. A base hit for Bobby Denier, and it's 5-3, and the Cubs have the tying run on second, the winning run in the fast feet of Bobby Denier at first, and Chris Spire has come on to pinch hit in a huge spot. There's a ground ball. That'll be to second. Play's going to be made there. Evers doesn't make the mistake. Game over. Cubs cannot rally here in the 9th. 5-3 our final. The 1912 Chicago Cubs take this one after some dramatics in the 9th inning. Lefty Leaf Field gets the win. Sanderson the loss. Ritchie gets the save. Bobby Denier with a good game. 3 for 4 with a double and a RBI. We had Mumphrey hit a home run, but it was Ron Say who made 2 crucial errors in this ball game that allowed the visitors to score and actually come from behind and take this one. to take the edge in the series now 2-1. These two Cubs teams really battling it out against each other. Nothing has been taken for granted or given up, but it is the favorites now that have jumped out ahead and have a chance to take even more control in game number 4. It's going to be Charlie Smith facing Rick Sutcliffe for the game 4 matchup. Will the home 86 team be able to rebound and tie this one, or will the 12 Cubs continue their march to winning this series? Game 4 coming up from Wrigley Field. Let's see what the Red Baron has in store as Rick Sutcliffe takes the mound, heading out to Wrigley Field. So first inning, we got a rally for the 1912 Cubs. 2 men on with Zimmerman up there. Zimmerman's going to hit this one past the shortstop. Runner's going to round third. Here comes a throw from Matthews. Not going to be in time. 1-0 1912 Cubbies. They break off here early against Sutcliffe, and they're not done yet. Schulte now the hitter. Schulte is going to line a single in front of Denier. That ball's going to get down. Another run. Denier bobbles it. So runner will take second base. Evers scores. It's 2-0 now. Make it 3-0 with Sheckard up there. Sutcliffe continues to struggle. This is blasted to center field. That ball near the wall, gone. Home run for Sheckard. 5-0 visitors here in the very first inning. Rick Sutcliffe has been absolutely bombed. 7 runs come in to score. Drew Hill, the new pitcher. Sutcliffe long gone. This one's hit to left field. That ball to the wall. That ball's gone. Home run. Another blast. It's 9-0 1912 Cubs. They've completely ambushed the home team here. We're into the third inning. Another Cub pitcher has come on. Ron Davis against Johnny Evers. Johnny Evers deep to right field. That's going to be fair just inside the pole. It is all 1912 Cubs here in game number 4. They are having a parade. It is 11-0 in the fourth inning. A baller, the new pitcher. The Cub pitching for the home side is completely falling apart. Another blow to center. That's going to drop. More runs coming in. This is going to be a triple if he can beat the throw. He can. Sheckard with a big hit again. Actually make it tinker. And it is 13-0 in this ball game. 15-0 into the ninth inning. No question about the winner of this one, as Dunstan's up there here in the ninth. The shutout for the visitors, but Dunstan lays in the one. He'll take this out of the park, and that will be a solo home run to ruin the shutout. Dunstan with the solo home run, but 2 outs now for Chris Spire. Trell, the pitcher, and that'll be the short. Play is made there. Downs makes it, and what a walloping win here for the visiting Cubs. The 1912 team put 7 up in the first inning and never looked back. Completely dominating this ball game. They hit 3 home runs. Jimmy Archer 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs. Charlie Smith gets the win. Sheckard with 3 RBIs as well, and a long one. And Rick Sutcliffe got ambushed in that first inning as the 12 team really coming to life now. Frank Chance with his team hitting 18 base hits in this game, and just no contest whatsoever. It was over early, and this series now has turned as the visitors have taken games 3 and 4, and the win in game 4 really has got to be a demoralizing one for the home Cubs, but they'll try to survive here now as the series is 3-1, and the 12 team trying to close it out on the road. Can they win all 3 at Wrigley Field and put this series to bed? It will be Claude Hendricks and Dennis Eckersley in the rematch from game 1. It'll be interesting to see how the 86 team responds. A very, very bad loss in game number 4. And game 5 coming up. It's a new day. Let's see if we head back to the West Side grounds. If the home team can win, or will this series be wrapped up here in game number 5? Heading out to Wrigley Field for the action. Let's see if we get a more competitive game in game number 5 of this series. So Dennis Eckersley on the mound against Frank Schulte with runners on the corners here in the top of the first inning. And this one's hit to Sandberg at second. Play will be made at second. Relay to first. Double play. Sandberg turns a nice twin killing with Dunston, and the visitors can't get on the board. And we got a scoreless game all the way to the 5th inning with Tommy Leach on second base and Heine Zimmerman the hitter. This ball's driven into left center. All the way to the wall, Zimmerman with a double, and that will break our tie. The 12 Cubs get on the board. An RBI double by Zimmerman here in the 5th inning. 6th inning now. Jimmy Scheckert on first base. Bumpert on the mound, and Joe Tinker with the bat in his hands. He takes ball 4. Big Sauer, the hitter. Sauer hits this one to first. The play's made there by Durham. 2nd out of the inning. The runners advance. And Claude Hendricks, the hitter, now with 2 outs. Hendricks will strike out here. Cooper gets him, and that will maintain the 1-0 game we got going on here at Wrigley. Steve Trout now on the mound with Heine Zimmerman on second. 2 outs for Frank Schulte. Schulte hits it to the mound. Trout with the throw, not in time, so the runner beats the infield hit. To third goes Zimmerman, and now the base is loaded for Jimmy Scheckert and 2 outs. This ball is hit deep but caught in right field. As we hit the stretch, Mumphrey's there. But all the drama now is with the no-hitter we got going on here. Claude Hendricks pitching a no-no. We are in the 7th inning with 1 out. Jerry Mumphrey, the hitter. Hendricks trying to make history here. We've yet to see a no-no, but this one's drilled to center field, way back, looking up. Goodbye, home run. Jerry Mumphrey breaks up the no-hitter and the shutout and the lead with a home run to left center, just as we were speaking about it. So this game is now tied. Rick Sutcliffe has come in out of the pen after his disastrous start to face Joe Tinker here in the 8th inning. Ball hit in the hole by Tinker. That's going to be a base hit for him. Rick Sauer now at the plate. 1-1 game here in game number 5. The 19-12 Cubs trying to close out the series. And this one's lined to center field, a base hit. So Sutcliffe getting roughed up again here. 8th inning rally for the 12 Cubs. We got runners first and second for Claude Hendricks. Bunt is put down. Play will be made at third. A risk there. Jody Davis makes a nice play, gets the lead runner there at third base. So 1 out now for Tommy Leach, 2 on. And Leach is going to line this one to right. It will drop. Runner's going to round third. He's going to score. Leach breaks the tie with an RBI single to right field. It is 2-1 now. 12 Cubs. Johnny Evers up there with 2 on. Evers goes up the middle. Sandberg can't get that baseball. Runner around in third. Throw to the plate's gonna be there. Denier nails the runner at home. A great throw. Hendricks is out. So the game remains 2-1 here. And Heine Zimmerman, the batter. Zimmerman takes ball 4. So a big spot here. Bases loaded. Frank Schulte facing Sutcliffe. And Sutcliffe walks him. Rick Sutcliffe with another rough inning, and that makes it 3-1 now. Jimmy Scheckert up there. Bases still loaded. And this one's drilled to left field. That's just fair. That's going to clear the bases probably. Yes, indeed. Scheckert with a triple. Bases empty. He unloaded him. And this ball game now is 7-1. Rick Sutcliffe letting his team down once again in this series, unfortunately. And now, Jim Maroney ready to close out this series against Mumphrey. 2 outs here in the 9th inning, an 8-1 game. And there you have it. The final out is made. The 1912 Chicago Cubs do their job, take care of business. They win all 3 games here at Wrigley Field, and pretty much in convincing fashion, especially the last 2. This one was 8-1, a 7-run 8th inning for the 12 Cubs. Hendricks gets the win. He had a no-no going deep into this ball game. The 86 Cubs only ending up with 2 hits all day. Jimmy Scheckert went for 2. Eckersley pitched okay, but he won't be part of the decision. And Rick Sutcliffe, what a bad series for him. 0-2 with an ERA over 100. Yes, over 100 in his work. He had trouble even getting out of a single inning in this series. A terrible series to forget for Red Baron and the 86 Cubs. Looked like it was going to be a good series, but not to be. The 12 team runs away with it. Looking at some of the numbers, Jody Davis had a nice series, 4 RBIs, 444. Bobby Denier, some nice defense as well as a 353. Jerry Mumphrey, a couple home runs. We looking further down, Ryan Sandberg only hit 143 in this series. And the numbers there for the pitching, Rick Sutcliffe all the way in the bottom there. Dennis Eckersley in 10 innings did not get the job done. Steve Trout also struggled. So not a great series for Cub pitching. Scott Sanderson got a hard luck loss there as he pitched 6 solid innings. That all came in Game 3. For the winning side, take a look here. Heine Zimmerman with 12 hits, 2 home runs, and a .500 average, slugged at .875. Joe Tinker with 5 RBIs, and Jimmy Archer with 7 ribbies in the series. Jimmy Scheckert also had 7 RBIs and a couple home runs. And the pitching for the Cubs, adequate enough. Claude Hendricks had that 21 strikeout effort in 2 starts, over 12 innings, a .284 ERA. Definitely the star for the 12 Cubs on the mound. He was also the winner in game number 5. So that will be a wrap. The MVP was given to Heine Zimmerman. We knew he was the star going into the series for this team, and he proves it out. 12 hits and 24 at-bats, 2 long ones. As we said, slugged .875, a .538 on base, and scored 7 runs in his 5 games, and good effort in the series. So that's a wrap. The Battle of the Cubs goes the way we would expect it. The 1912 team takes this series. Series 132 it was. The Park Baseball 20 historical baseball matchups keep rolling. It is our pleasure to bring you teams of history that battle out each other, and this one wasn't as competitive as we might have hoped, but a good team. The 12 Cubs will move on, defeating the 86 Cubbies 4-1. We'll see you soon.